What's up, guys? We talk about some Resident Evil today. I haven't covered this on the channel much. Huge series in the group. We just haven't made a lot of content on it for whatever reason. But we're gonna start getting a little bit more in depth, starting with a group ranking of the mainline games. Now, there is some things to consider with the way we're going to do this. One, there's an average ranking between me and Nathan. Brody has not played them all. He is going to chime in on the games that he has played or watched all the way through with the group stream, but is not going to rank the ones he hasn't ranked. Code Veronica is not on here only because Nathan has not played it. I have not played it in like 20 freaking years, so I don't have a strong opinion. I'm gonna replay it. I just got it on PlayStation Plus, so I'm going to replay it. Um, but this will be the rest of the numbered entries. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So, starting with the absolute bottom, it's the only game on here that Nathan has not played. I have played RE0. Before you get mad, RE0 has a lot of things I really like, but you'll understand if you agree with me on this take, which is that the no item boxes has absolutely was a stupid decision. It was unnecessary, and it's frustrating because this game has a lot of potential. I think if they remade RE0, it could be one of the better games in the series. Really like Rebecca. I like the Billy character and what they were doing with that. I love the train section because then that problem is not a thing. Um, but the game just gets progressively worse for me, and it's not even that I hate it. It's just that I like every other game in the series a little more. Next up, which is where everybody can jump in, or at least Nathan can, RE6. I think this is a pretty popular opinion.
Ugh.
One of the weakest games in the series.
It's not that it's like terrible. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot for an RE game. It's over ambitious, and the way they went about some of the mechanics is just like not that great for what they were trying to accomplish.
Yeah, it's an ambitious title for sure. They tried to do a lot, and it's another one that I think would really benefit from being remade if they ever want to do that. Um, because there's cool stuff in this game. Like I like the Piers story with Chris. I like their dynamic. I really enjoyed having the adult Cherry as an agent. I thought that was cool. I would say the problem more comes that the game is long as hell and drags, and the combat is just doesn't feel like Resident Evil. And I don't like when people say that generally, but this game actually plays like it plays like Gears of War or something like that. It's very strange. If you go back and replay it in a marathon like we did, it's very odd, and I think, and then honestly, Nathan, I think you're gonna agree with me. I don't think Simmons was that great of a villain either. I
There's a
think he
lot.
was very, very weak compared to the rest of the series. Again, is RE6 terrible? No. Um, it's just not good for the series standard. Next up, RE5. We agreed on this ranking as well. RE5, I think, is a major step above 6. I like RE5 quite a bit. I've
They
played it
wasted
with.
Wesker on this game though.
Say, I think they have. I think Eric. We talk about this as like a JoJo's Part 3. Like beginning is good, the ending is awesome, the middle is kind of meh. Um,
Wesker is kind of what saves this game.
it's a great iteration of Wesker. The Wesker parts are the best parts of the game. And I really do like the opening, like public service thing. You know, I'm talking about the public assembly. I love that area.
Yes,
That's
that's
great.
good. It really like
Oh,
gives
the
you like
village on the first level
it
where
sets
they
the
have like the
tone to like make
execution.
you like think that it's gonna be like this like god tier game.
Yeah, for sure. It still
Pull the rug out from underneath.
plays. It plays well. It plays well. It's
Some
aged pretty good.
sections are just like they're weak, man.
I think
I
it's
think
the
Like
temple
tedious
section for
sections.
me.
I think a
The
lot of
temple
people
level.
dislike that one.
I don't like that one. Cool area, cool looking area. I don't know. The gameplay is not it for me.
I'd say I like the story of RE5. I like a lot about RE5. Again, this is not a bad game by any means. It's just a weaker entry in a series that has a lot of very strong entries. And not much else to say about it. I mean, it is what it is. Next up, this is probably going to be an unpopular one, but we have RE3 the RE3s. We're putting them together because Nathan is more familiar with the remakes. I'm familiar with both, but I'm also more refreshed on the remakes. Um, Maybe a controversial take. I don't actually hate RE3 remake at all. I understand the criticisms, but I have fun with it. And also like,
Yeah, this is like again, none of these games are bad. It's just some are just like they do things worse than others.
yeah, I think this is just RE2 light, basically. Um,
Yeah.
Nemesis is awesome, obviously, one of the best monsters in the entire series. Um, like it's just RE2 like light pretty much. It's the RPD station is a better location than anything in RE3, in remake and non-remake. Rip Clock Tower. The only thing I think is better is Nemesis. Jill as a protagonist is great, awesome. I like Carlos. I like. There's a lot of things to like about RE3. Again, it's just it feels like a even I know this is unpopular, but the original RE3 feels to me like the slightly inferior RE2, and the RE3 remake feels even more so like that. So that's just where it goes. Yeah. Next up is one that we have a slightly differing opinion on, not by a ton. We both really like this game, but I guess maybe I'm a little bit more nostalgic for it. Is RE1 remake. Um, I really think the only reason this one doesn't go higher is because it still plays like an old RE game. And if you have played a lot of the recent ones and then try to go back to this, it is kind of hard, man. Like I can do it because I've played it a lot and I've been through the originals when they came out. Not really when they came out, but like when they were newer. And I can live with it, but I mean, some people I struggle to recommend it to because it is a very, it plays like an old game, which can be charming, but it definitely doesn't help it against some of these more polished games that are just realistically easier to pick up and play right now. Now, let's talk about what's good. RE1, atmosphere, awesome. Spencer Mansion is a fucking great setting. Um, Chris and Jill, great duo. Wesker in that game's good. Not as good as Season 5, but he's good. Barry, like, you got some good side characters. Great monsters, but even then, like, the voice acting and stuff isn't as good in this game, so you aren't as connected to the characters. And again, great game, huge jump. I just think that it's just a little below what's next. This is when I actually really struggled to rank. I replayed it literally today. I just finished my replay of it. It's Village, and I think I like it more now than when I first played it, but I still don't think it'll ever be my favorite game in the series.
Uh, it's just it's kind of long. Um, Ethan, a little bit tired of the Winters family at this point. He was cool for a one-off. I don't know if we really need anything. I think they closed off his character well, but I don't like him as the character. I kind of would have liked to lean into Chris a little more, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, I actually liked the Ethan ending. Like, I got a little, I felt something when they did when it ended that way. Like, I think they executed it really, really well. And I think Ethan in the Winter story was a necessary thing for the series. But I think that this game was kind of losing itself a little bit and really got experimental, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, again, I liked a lot of the weird shit like vampires and werewolves and metal monsters and it's cool. I just like it less than I like zombies, I guess. But um it's an experimental game. They executed a lot of stuff really well. And I think I was like you said, I was ready to have and call it nostalgia bait if you want. I was ready for my main characters to be back. I was more excited to have Leon back and stuff and I would like to see have seen more Chris. Um but Ethan's little side story, you're not going to get any complaints from me. But we both really liked Village. It's ranked pretty highly among some of the classics. So I really don't have anything negative to say. Just slightly again, these are all great. All especially up to at this point, these are all really really great entries. just some are better than others, and we're gonna talk about Ethan again right now. With this one is a little discreet. Nathan is a little higher on this than I am. Um,
I think this might
uh,
be the scariest all-around game that
definitely up
Capcom
there.
has made.
Definitely at least up there, and the minimum it's second.
This was like the perfect game to have a one-off character like Ethan, or like a non-main character. Kind of
100%.
what they did with Requiem, where it's like don't expect like the seasoned vets to be like getting scared, and like this game, it doesn't drag, but it still feels like there's like a lot of content and it's like decent and pretty long. Like it doesn't drag and it's not a super long game, but it feels long. Like you feel like you're playing for a long time
You get
and like getting a lot out
invested.
of your sessions.
You get invested in the environment, and the Baker Mansion or Baker House, whatever you want to call it. It is very well designed. Jack Baker as a pursuer type character is great. Um, I mean, it's just a good story too. Um, and Ethan, like you said, this is the perfect game for Ethan, where it's just disconnected from everything. It feels like a self insert. I almost feel like they lost Ethan more when they tried to pump more into him. I think this was the perfect game for Ethan. Um, and it the whole self insert it worked for RE7. I really liked it. It's like you said, it's more of a horror game. Um, and it's good at what it does. Very few bad things to say about this one. For what it is. Number three, we have these pretty. Me and Nathan both rank these pretty close together. I'm a little higher than he is on it, but um, both have it really high, which is the newest entry in the series, Requiem, which was impressive to say the least. We just finished streaming it, I think, 2 days ago. This one everyone was
Yeah, I
here.
mean, they it's a good way to switch between two characters and not feel like it impedes on the story at all. The Leon section was I saw someone say it's like a better version of RE6 and it pretty much is. It's basically the
True.
RE6 formula perfected, where it's like constant action. It does not drag. I like that. I the only thing that held this back game for me a little bit was I feel like to an extent some of it is like nostalgia baiting. Like, did Mr. X really have to come back? I don't
I
know,
mean,
but
he is
like,
something that could reconstruct at the end of the day.
well, they said in the game they released like 6 tyrants on Raccoon, so I guess they covered up for it. But it's just like I feel like that on some of it was just kind of like the spider fight. I just felt like they were kind of like referencing a lot of old games there. But all the new stuff they added, Gideon was interesting. He's kind of weak in my opinion because he's not there at all. He just kind of shows up at the end and is there at the beginning. Xeno is cool,
I
but they
think
go.
Gideon is somewhere in the middle, which we're actually doing an RE main villain ranking soon, so we'll get to talk about that more. But I think Gideon was decent. As for the nostalgia bait thing, I think it towed the line of like I think like there was lines that they didn't cross, which I think were good. Like you said, was Mr. X chosen as the tyrant for that fight to be a reference? For sure. No question. They did that on purpose. Does it really mess with it for me? Not at all. I don't think it matters that much because technically, like I said, and I know the animated movies are canon. There's been scenes where there's been three freaking of the same tyrant running around. Like they've done it before. But I could see what you mean. It feels like it toes the line of like doing the look at that thing. You know, I get what you're saying. I don't necessarily agree completely, but I could see what you mean. Um, Other than that though, like gameplay wise, I have almost nothing bad to say. The gray sections are good for exactly what they are. The Leon sections are allowed to be just full octane because the gray sections allow you to lull more. And also, this game's scary as shit too, compared to like most of the series other than seven. Like the freaking shadow demon, shadow monster. I forgot the official name. Shit's fucking terrifying. Like it's hard to get away from. Like and it's a threat. It's a real threat. Um, yeah, Requiem, fantastic. Great new entry. You would say, would you say that the comments saying it was the best since 4 were that crazy? I would say it will definitely lived up to that.
I'd say it's probably accurate.
All right, let's go into number 2. This is a game that I have one specific thing I love. I love it. Is RE2 and RE2 remake. And the thing I love the most about this game is the aesthetic of it. It just looks fantastic. One of my favorite looking games because of just the rain, dark, gritty city environment. I don't have almost anything bad to say about Resident Evil 2.
No, it's great length again. Kind of same as like 7. Sessions feel like you're getting a lot done. Mr. X in the remake, a great it's a very interesting and like well thought out kind of what do I want to say? It's like a
Pursuer?
system. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very unique like way of having like an enemy on the map. And it
Yeah.
works well.
It makes it replayable too because every area is going to be different every time you go in there because that's Mr. X like could be like, oh, okay, I just got to backtrack this way, and then Mr. X cuts you off, and all of a sudden you're forced to think on the fly. Oh shit, well I'll just go this way then. Like some of the best moments in RE2 are like Mr. X is coming. Let me cut this way. Oh shit, there's a liquor in there. What do I do? Like you're forced to just make these decisions. And let's get into that then too. What else is good about RE2? Like it or not, people say it's overused, but RPD is just a great location. It's just a great location. Like one of my favorite locations in the series. Um, the only, I mean, what do you think of do you like the Birkin stuff? Like Mr. William Birkin and stuff. Those are cool boss fights.
Yeah. I don't feel like any boss fight in that game is bad.
Leon and Claire have a good dynamic too. Another good positive thing. They're both good characters. Um, the only negative I would say is like it lacks more of a main villain, I guess. But the main villain is basically is like everything. Everything's the villain. Everything's the threat. Like technically, Chief Irons is I guess the main
I mean, I'd
antagonist.
say it's probably Birkin.
Say it's I put like well, for our antagonist list, I put Birkin and Irons because like I feel like it's both.
Well, Birkin is the true final boss.
Yeah, Irons is the antagonist more for like Sherry and like the Claire story, I guess, and like Birkin's more of like the overarching one. But overall, RE2 just straight all gas, no brakes. All right, number 1. I don't think this is all that insane. I don't think it's a popular opinion. Um, RE4, RE4 remake. RE4 is legendary for a reason. I don't. I'm never gonna buy into the Charizard theory that it's too popular and you're supposed to pick something else because like it's the big one. I just think that
I mean,
Capcom had lightning in a bottle.
what is one thing that RE4 does bad?
I would say the only criticism I can think of is in the
No,
original
no,
Ashley's
see, Ashley
AI.
is too bad. That's the only thing that was bad about the original.
Here's something cool to think about though. Ashley is a literally permanent companion with bad AI, and it still doesn't ruin the game. And then in the remake, Ashley's perfectly fine. And like the remake is not just it's not better. It just does so much stuff differently that you have two experiences that are worth redo. But they're both worth playing. And like they don't the remake doesn't ruin anything. It just changes stuff and like redirects you through certain areas in certain ways and like you get more like Luis. Like Luis is better in the remake, I think. He's more fleshed out. Um
But
what do
we've gotten
which
2 Leon games in a short period of time, which means they're remaking RE5 because it's time for Chris.
it's like Chris needs to catch up, man. Chris is getting unfortunately like shadow boxed out of we need what
He has not gotten a single game remade.
no. They skipped
I guess
RE1.
one.
So they remade RE1 a long time ago, but they skipped RE1 for the new gen remakes. Um, and then
I wonder if they'll ever remake RE1 in that
They'll
style.
probably cycle back once they get to 6.
that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking
Yeah, I think that makes
People
sense.
want Code Veronica remakes.
a lot of people want Code Veronica, and I think that would be it. I think it's a different way of thinking because I think Capcom's thinking, okay, RE2 was a really popular one, really popular. So that one's like, okay, it's easy because that'll sell. But I also feel like the logic of like going back to the games that need it more, like Code Veronica, I think needs it, and Zero would really benefit from it. You could fix a lot of problems, and like we talked about before we started this video, RE5 and 6, if you remade them and did like the RE4 style repairs, like where you fix some areas people didn't like, with hindsight, you could make RE5 like a freaking legendary game. Like with the Wesker stuff, if you fixed the middle lull and like made those areas a little better and made like, RE make it the Requiem gameplay system, you could make that game it could be so good. They need to remake RE5. It'd be so, but I'm fine with Code Veronica. If people are there are rumors that Code Veronica is next, and I think that's fine too because Claire hasn't been in the franchise in forever, so it'd be nice to have another Claire game. Um, I don't want to see Steve Burnside again, but maybe he's not as bad as I remember. I don't know. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this one. Let us know your order because really, unless you have like RE6 at number one, I think all this like if you have anything from 1 to 6 at number one, I really think it's valid. Um, if you had the original RE3 at number one too, fair enough. I don't. I think a series is so good that I wouldn't shock me whatever one you decide to put wherever you put it. So comment your list. Try not to get too mad at mine or ours because it's just an opinion. See you guys in the next one, which will be probably another RE.